Look who's here now, Katie McFarland. We need a foreign policy expert, and Katie is at hand for it. I think we're still being pushed around by China. What say you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was pretty clear the Chinese cared a whole lot more about meeting major American manufacturing companies, tech companies, bankers in the weeks prior to the Blinken visit than they did about Tony Blinken. I mean, Blinken got, you said, okay, a 30-minute meeting. Well, half of that meeting is taken up in translation. So it was a 15-minute meeting. And it's a lot of little microaggressions the Chinese do. They're not going to let Blinken in until the very last minute that he can meet with the Chinese president. And then when he meets with the Chinese president, he's kept in the waiting room for a while. And then he has basically what amounts to a photo op. They don't care. The Chinese are signaling what they're concerned with is their economy and investment in China, manufacturing in China by American manufacturing companies. And they figure, well, you know what? The Elon Musks of the world and the Jamie Dimons of the world, they'll take care of the Biden administration. We're not going to worry about that so much. And then even when they made their statement, what did they say? America, you don't really understand China. You're making a lot of mistakes about China. When you come around, we can have a better relationship.
If we were to adopt a hard line on China, to suppose we did, what would that hard line look like? What would we do?
You know, here's the thing. I used to think, especially during COVID, that we needed to completely decouple from China. We needed to divest. We needed to protect our national security. I think it's unrealistic. When you look into the details of it, it would cost too much, take too long. Now, I do think what we could do is make sure that we manufacture essential things in the United States. Pharmaceuticals, for example, component parts of our electric grid, component parts of our military. But where we need to put our investment is in tech, is in the high-tech stuff. We're really good at inventing whole new areas of manufacturing and business and technology, but then we invent it and then the Chinese make it. We need to bring that back to the United States, and that's where I'd like to see our big investment to go. Make the stuff here, invent the stuff here, and then keep the stuff here.
Can you give us an update on the spring offensive, or now the summer offensive, that's going on in Ukraine? We hear that the Ukrainians have made some very modest gains. We also hear from Secretary Blinken, who says that China is playing a constructive role for peace in Ukraine. What do you say to that?
Oh, good grief. Yeah. Good grief. You know, the longer this war goes on, the more China wins, right? Because we're depleting our own national security interests and our own readiness to supply Ukraine. And Ukraine has already cost, what, about $1 billion of U.S. investment? Look, Putin understands that he may not be able to win this war in the way he thought he would, like take over Ukraine, but he can have a war of attrition for a really long time. He also has a lot of bandwidth where he can have a far more destructive war. He could have genocide. He could target hospitals and maternity wards and nursery schools. He's got a way to go that none of us would ever contemplate as being even human. But Putin could go there. But what Putin understands is the longer this war goes on, the more the West is going to say, gee, you know, Ukraine, you're not making the kind of progress we thought. You're doing a good job, but you're not changing the dynamics of this war. Maybe we're going to spend our money elsewhere. And that's what Putin's counting on.
The Ukrainians,
drag it out. The Chinese are counting on drag it out.
But the Ukrainians really need a breakthrough in the next few weeks, a real breakthrough to push the Russians back. That's what they really, really need.
Then they're not going to get it. The tragedy is they won't. And the tragedy is if we just would manufacture energy in the United States, we could bankrupt Russia. They wouldn't be able to fight the war. We end the war on our terms, and then we win the peace.
I agree entirely.
But they won't do it.
You're right. KT, always right. Thanks so much for joining us, and I hope we do see you again real soon.
Thank you, Stu.
You got it.